Morning Blitz begins now.
All right. Just a couple more days. And then we celebrate America. Unless you're the a-hole that decided to celebrate America last night at 11:30.
What do you mean?
Fireworks.
Oh, they're everywhere right now.
Yeah.
I hear them every night.
Just a classic example of the lack of respect that people have for others.
Hey, take it up with the state of Ohio. Or no, I guess it's the city of Columbus or the city of Dayton or whatever. They allow it for the full weekend before all the way through the full weekend after.
I know, but...
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know, but...
It's city sanctioned. Sanctioned?
Oh, I thought it was Ohio.
I think it's... No, it's not Ohio.
Oh, okay.
It's by municipality.
Oh, all right. All right.
So you might be able to in Columbus, but maybe not in Upper Arlington.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
something like that.
That's right.
I just feel like
for sure.
The Sunday night before the 4th of July at 11:30, is that necessary?
It is. It really is. If you've got them to burn, baby, it's time to burn them.
Oldest 40-year-old in the world.
Fine.
I mean,
I'll
you got to have the pre-celebration. Now, I know everybody with dogs is like, and my dog doesn't like them either, but...
Your neighbor cut his grass. Can't you be happy about anything?
I'm very happy. I just, you know what drives me crazy is we complain that the next generation has no respect, but we do very little to make sure they learn what respect means.
Well, are you lighting off the fireworks?
No.
Then you're giving a good example to the children in your home.
No, I'm not.
For us, we light fireworks. Now, granted, we just on the day of.
Again.
But it'll be Saturday the 6th for us, so.
Well, it's going to be, I mean, red, white, and boom and the 4th of July are screwed, man. Did you guys see the forecast?
Yeah, it's
like nothing but rain and thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, hopefully it'll move on through. You never know. Sometimes those things are just like, because it's going to get so heated on Wednesday, I think.
That's it.
Then it's like a pop-up sitch. So not for sure. So Wednesday's red, white, and boom. Thursday's the 4th. And then that following weekend, man, all bets are off.
Yeah, the weekend looks great. Saturday and Sunday.
Let me find a safe haven for you to ride out these terrible fireworks.
I don't care when it gets around the 4th of July and the weekend after. The Sunday night... I'm sorry, it's Sunday night. If you're setting off fireworks at 11:30 on a Sunday night,
I agree.
You're an a-hole. And there's no other way to describe it. You are a hole of the ass.
You're probably 18. You don't have anything to do the next day.
Yeah, it's probably one of the kids you're talking about that we need to set an example for.
Right. Speaking of my neighbor, the city was out there, and the deadline, they give them 2 weeks. So tomorrow the city would have come back. And when they were there, my other neighbor said that they were in the backyard with them for like 20 plus minutes going through the weeds and whatever. And yesterday, they cut the grass. And watching the two morons in the front yard with a weed whacker weed whacking the 4-foot tall weeds in their front yard was a sight to behold, mind you. And it took every ounce of restraint I had to go, if you just cut that once in a while, you won't have to do that. But I didn't. I watched the train wreck happen.
That is great. Jeez.
So, yeah.
So, Kelly, I'm going to take Lewis fishing over vacation.
Hey, that's fun.
I know. I'm excited.
See how that goes.
Now, will you guys take a whiz in front of each other during the day?
Oh, my God.
It's not. It's
that's really where your brain goes?
Yeah, because I always wonder, where are we going to the bathroom?
You mean
that's my first concern, always.
You mean a lightsaber battle on the boat?
Yeah.
And
because I don't fish, I don't think of details of fishing. I think of other details, like what are we eating, number one, and where are we peeing? Those two things are the important questions. What are we eating? Peanut butter peanut butter and jelly? Is that what we're going to eat?
Oh, I don't know.
I love a peanut butter and jelly. Please tell me you're going to bring a stack of those.
Sure.
Okay, good. Couple bananas.
You know what? That's
potassium.
Believe it or not, that's the last thing that crossed my mind.
Really? So you're going to be out there starving and really having to pee and not sure what's going on?
I usually eat right before I go.
Here's what I was worried about.
But how long will you be out there? 4 hours, maybe? 8 hours?
Depends on how good the fishing is.
Here's what I was worried about.
Let's prep right now. On the air. Let's prep.
Have you thought about this? He's already devastated over my continuous soundiculous triumphs.
Yeah.
What if we go fishing and every fish I catch is bigger than what he pulls in?
I will be so happy. You have
being
no
a seasoned vet, no less.
I feel like two men go out, only one comes back. That's what I feel like is going to happen in this scenario.
Two men in or one man leaves.
Yes.
No,
Heather, I don't know where Rick is. Brought your boat back, though.
You have to understand, I've been doing this a long time. My goal is for you to catch the most biggest fish possible. That will make my day if you do that.
Could you see Mrs. Thick? Where's my husband? The lake has him now.
The lake took him.
He's one with the fish.
He went doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. Should we sell the boat? Probably. I mean, it'd be wrong to use it without him.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get you out there.
That'd be fun.
All right, let's see. Let's get to our Morning Blitz trivia question. $25 up for grabs, 2 waterbeds and stuff. If you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. So Sharon Osbourne, wife of Ozzy, working on a cartoon now that features Ozzy Osbourne and this person as superheroes. A cartoon featuring Ozzy and this person as superheroes. Tell us who the other person is. Be first at 99700. We'll give you that gift card.
Falling in reverse on your Morning Blitz, 622. It is Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis. The Morning Blitz trivia question answer.
All right. Well, I was going to, real quick, I just wanted to say, somebody texted in and said bananas are bad luck on boats.
Yeah, I didn't know that until someone said that.
I've never heard that in my entire life. What is that about?
Oh.
All right, the question was, Sharon Osbourne is working on a cartoon where Ozzy and someone else will be superheroes. And the question was, who is the someone else? And the answer is Lemmy from Motorhead. So it's Ozzy and Lemmy as superheroes. They were like best friends, the two of them, before Lemmy passed away. And so Sharon's working on this cartoon. She says it's very, very funny. It's irreverent and funny. Hopefully somebody will buy that and that'll go out. But we're very excited about it. There are no other details yet.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. Ozzy and Lemmy are superheroes.
I mean, it's believable in certain aspects of life, right?
Oh, sure. Lemmy! It's about what it'll be, too. I can't believe he's been gone since 2015. Lemmy passed in December of 2015.
Yeah, it's been more than a minute, that's for sure.
I can't believe that.
And a lot of people are probably surprised that Ozzy is not among the unliving.
Right, yeah. I don't know. I feel like Ozzy's going to outlive all of us. Just the way it is, you know.
Dude, the fact that he already has is a miracle in itself.
It is, absolutely. Steve from Zanesfield was the first one to text in the correct answer, so Steve's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff. He said he's got a bull mastiff, and he goes over to waterbeds and stuff and buys the rubber chicken, and his dog loves it. And that's what he plays with, and so, he probably tears those up after a while, so now he can go get him another one.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was great. Bull mastiff and his rubber chicken. Hilarious.
Bull mastiff's a big dog.
They are a big dog, yeah. Giant pug.
For sure.
Yeah,
but I mean,
they
like
are a giant pug.
Yeah.
It's basically
big muscle.
Oh,
Yeah.
the drooling.
Yeah.
Oh, the drooling.
Yeah, a lot of saliva there.
For sure.
So on our fishing trip up to Alum Creek, Trashman Dave says, I got to get you some Cheshire Market pizza. And he's not wrong.
What is that?
Really... Cheshire Market's this little market, restaurant, and bait store next to the lake, and they have awesome pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't get the bait and the pizza confused. You know what I'm saying?
Right? That could be detrimental to one's,
Lewis, those are not noodles! Those are... This chow mein is amazing.
That's how I know I'm not built for fishing. I don't want to eat anything that comes out of a bait store.
Well,
I just want a bait. Just give me a little bait shack.
Normally, I don't use live bait because we're not allowed to use it in tournaments. It's all artificial. But when we're out for fun,
What would you use if for bass fishing? If
it was live?
If it was live.
Crawdads.
Crawdads.
Absolutely.
Do you buy those at a bait store?
No, I got to go down and seine those on Big Darby Creek.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't take long. Get a bunch in half hour. And that's a big part of a fish's diet. Crawdads, bass love them.
Right.
So that'll guarantee Lewis catches fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to get some crawdads before you guys go out?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. This is becoming an event. I'd like to know if you're live streaming.
And I
suppose
we
peeing.
could.
I mean actually being on the internet.
I mean, live stream a sword fight?
Yeah, and by the way, Kelly, somebody sent a text
with
a
I'm not
picture for you
interested.
of something. She said, if you have
Not
one of these, you can
interested.
pee off the boat.
I don't need to be peeing off the boat with the boys.
You ever try? No. I don't know that I want to pee off the boat, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you're not going to have a choice.
Sure.
Unless you
Well,
can
yeah.
really hold it. Can you really hold it? Do you have a great bladder?
It depends.
All right.
I have a situational bladder.
Okay.
It's not that big a deal.
The problem is you're out on a lake and all that water, and then it's like if you have to go, then you have to go like 20 times worse
Right.
if you're on a lake.
Just depends. It depends on certain.
It's like you're standing on a toilet, but you can't use it. It's like...
It's so easy. I've done it so many times over the years. I mean,
Well, Thick will show you how it's done.
This is what you do.
like at least once every time I'm on the boat.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm not going to say that I am an expert by any stretch, but I do not need Thick to stand up and give me a physical demonstration of how to pee off the side of a boat.
I wouldn't imagine.
I feel like some things just naturally come to you.
All right, Goose just asked, where did you see the storms for Red, White, and Boom? Tuesday is just cloudy on my phone. Well, Red, White, and Boom is Wednesday, Goose. An alert day with severe PM thunderstorms.
Yeah, here's the problem. This is going to be in the 90s on Wednesday.
Right.
So that's when you get the chance of severe storms. So it's not a for sure thing.
I mean, I'm not crazy. They didn't move Red, White, and Boom to the 2nd, did they?
Mm-mm.
It is Wednesday, right?
It is.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So, all right. All right, we got another text that says, old sailor's tale, bananas bring bad luck into fishermen. I've never heard that in my life. All right. And Chad said take a couple empty Gatorade bottles.
That's, yeah.
To me, it's much easier to just go off the boat than
that
trying to
feels
go
weirder.
into a bottle, right?
It feels weirder to be peeing in a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
It's Morning Blitz. Wouldn't want to start talking before Fred Durst and, Aaron Lewis thanked each other from 1999. I'm not sure anybody's ever heard that before.
Can't do that.
I still wonder if they even really wanted to perform or if Fred just came out there on his own.
I wonder if we'll ever know.
I guess we got to do this now.
I had to be planned, right? Come on.
I don't know.
There's no way.
I don't know.
He just shows up. Oh, yeah, come on out. We'll sing. Yeah. I think did a good job.
Well, at the time, though, Stained wasn't quite as big as Limp Bizkit was.
That's true.
I wonder if now Fred, like, hey, you want me to show up where you guys are playing? We can do outside. And Aaron's probably like, dude, I really don't need you to interject yourself into my song 30 years later. I lived through it once.
Well, that happened at a festival. Let's talk about this Capulet Festival. This is unbelievable what went down here. Organizers changed its location the day before it was set to start. So this went down over this past weekend, and the original festival was supposed to take place at Thompson Speedway in Thompson, Connecticut. It's not as big as Sonic or Ink. This place holds 13,000 people. They don't get the big headliners that we get at those. They had Nothing More. They had 10 Years. They had Skillet. They had some good bands. But on Thursday, a day before the festival was supposed to start, Capulet Entertainment made a post announcing they had moved the event to the Webster Theater in Hartford, Connecticut, which is over an hour away from Thompson, Connecticut, and only holds 1,200 people.
Jeez.
I'm like, what? How can they even do that? Nothing More, Census Fail, Cold, 10 Years, Sleep Theory, and Saint Asonia all immediately dropped off the concert. They said no. There were some other bands that had dropped off at other points since the festival was first announced back in April, so they ended up with like 15 bands that canned. Nothing More put out a statement. It said they were told by the Capulet organizers that they were unable to make it work with them for the day they were scheduled to play, so they were trying to move them to a different day.
Oh, my gosh.
And, they now what Nothing More did was pretty cool. They offered people who bought tickets a spot on their guest list for their Boston date of the tour in November. Just on their site. So just sign up below. If you bought a ticket to this, we're going to give you a free ticket to our Boston show.
Maybe because people aren't getting refunds for this?
Well, yeah, they have a no refund policy, which is crazy. A bunch of fans are pissed. They're demanding that they get their money back. And this is just, and it gets worse after this. First off, this new place, there was no camping available. People complained they weren't getting their outdoor festival experience. They're looking for a festival. And the new location was also in a horrible part of town with terrible parking situation.
Yeah, they said they had to find street parking.
Yes.
Did they provide them with luxury food, like upscale food? Which
like a cheese sandwich?
Yeah, like a cheese sandwich.
As I'm reading this, all I can think about is Fire Festival. So one guy, and I don't know if he knew some inside info, it was Burgos4 on X. He said, Attorney General William Tong needs to investigate the Capulet Fest, and Thompson, as the promoter, did not pay the venue or the staff and are still selling non-refundable tickets on their site for a festival that is no longer happening there this weekend. So the festival did go on at this Webster Theater in Hartford, Connecticut Friday, and then Saturday, Capulet Fest said they were canceling Sunday's, performances. A message said, Sunday is no longer an option. We fought, we wrestled with obstacle after obstacle. We became a target. We became hated. Even when we were doing our best to save something and give you the best show possible, no one sees the sacrifice. All they do is judge. We did everything we could. We hope you had fun. Thank you to everybody who came out. We hope you enjoyed the meet and greets and the music. Goodbye. We were hated. No one sees our sacrifice.
Yeah.
A band called Live Kill went on Saturday. They got 2 songs in when security came out and shut them down and said, dude didn't pay the rent, and they made everybody leave.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Can you imagine? It's Thursday before Incarceration, and they say, guys, we're moving the festival to the South High Drive-In in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. This is about the same
It's
situation.
Maybe a little bit bigger scale, but yeah, about the
better
same.
Parking at South High Drive-In.
Jeez.
All right, so here's my favorite part. Festival promoter Esteban Vega
Esteban
of Capulet Entertainment. He talked to Hartford CBS affiliate WFSB Friday. Said it wasn't the Speedway's fault. They wanted to still do the event. We wanted to still do the event there, but we couldn't make the production work. Well, that's what you're saying. A source told them that Vega hadn't paid multiple companies involved in the production ahead of the festival.
This is like Billy McFarland
Yes.
at Fire Festival.
Vega said, I would say that is not fully true. He said, we disagreed on certain amounts and certain pay schedules, but there was money invested. It became too much to bear for one promoter. Now, you have contracts with people. There's no disagreeing. You have contracts with bands and everything else.
Yeah, Esteban.
And this was and here it is. Asked if ticket holders would receive refunds, Vega said, we're working that out. I can't say yes or no at the moment. We definitely have clearly stated policies when people purchase tickets. We have clearly available ticket purchase protection, which was an option for people.
Oh, no.
So you didn't buy your ticket protection, so you're not getting your money back for the show you bought that you didn't get.
Why do bands sign on to this stuff? Like, honestly, unless you know it's like a Danny Wimmer festival, you pretty much know Danny Wimmer festivals are going to happen.
Yeah.
So if you're a band and you sign on to that, it's pretty safe bet that you're actually going to perform in front of people and get paid. Why do you like these startup festivals after the Fire Fest documentaries and everything else? Why would a band want to associate its name to something that's not a guaranteed deal?
Here's the thing, though, is they did it last year, and apparently it was great. They had Capulet Festival 2023 at the Motor Speedway, and everything went off without a hitch.
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
maybe that's why you would sign on, because you're like, oh, it was good last year, so we want to get out there, we want to tour, we want to have people see us. So.
That's like Blue Ridge. They had great festivals, and then everything went to crap last year because of the weather.
Yeah.
You know, we just got a text from Lonely, said he's still waiting for his refund from the Blue Ridge Rock Festival.
Oh, my gosh.
See, as someone who has put together shows, I find it almost hilarious that a lot of these promoter guys don't do their research and don't realize the cost that goes into it. I know when I did shows, I was 28 grand in, and that was just on the stage. Like, that was just for the stage and
the setup.
And the setup.
Okay.
That's before I booked an artist or sold a single ticket. 28 grand to start. And people think, we'll just throw up a stage and get some people to come play. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So I understand. And like the Fire Festival, if you watch the documentary about the Fire Festival, if you were a consumer, how you didn't see that was a scam from like within the first, 2 months is beyond me.
I think, though, because it was like a destination and a huge party, people were just into the party atmosphere and aspect. And the kids, like, we're going to go luxury camp. We're going to have this great Caribbean time.
But they didn't even have, they didn't have the island. One, they didn't have the space to do what they were talking about doing on the island. Two, at no point in time did you ever see a construction rendering of how that was going to work. And then when you had the construction crew going, yeah, we didn't even know how we could build this. We didn't even have the room to build. Like, that should have been a red flag. Like, when you're like a couple of weeks out.
Yeah, but how would a regular patron know that? How would you know if they're selling?
But they kept coming back to him going, oh, you need to load your card with more money. That way you can't, when you're on the out, like, wait a minute, why do you keep asking me for more money?
Yeah.
And I haven't even got there
Cut
yet.
and run at that point.
Yeah. Like, again, that would be like, hey, I bought our tickets to Sonic Temple, but now they've come back to us 3 times saying, hey, we should preload our card before we get, you know what I mean? Like, when you keep getting asked for money, that should be a red flag.
Exactly.
Well, Billy McFarland went to prison for 4 years, so Estevan, you better watch out.
Right? 6:53 on the Morning Blitz. It's Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Byron says, you guys are making me feel good that I don't try to go anywhere or do anything when it seems like a scam or money grab anymore. It is. A lot of that stuff is. You got to be careful, especially now in today's world.
Yeah, you always wondered why they offer that insurance on your ticket.
So, Sammy Hagar, famous for I can't drive 55, because once upon a time, 55 was the maximum speed limit you could drive on the highway. Can't imagine that now, but that was the...
Oh, I know.
That was the fact. Hagar said that he had, back in 1984, he already had 34 speeding tickets under his belt.
Whoa.
His license had been revoked 3 times, and his annual car insurance was about $135,000 a year.
$135,000?
Yeah.
A year?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what he says. This is what he said.
I think you reach a point where you're not allowed to have insurance in it. Maybe there is some ridiculous expensive insurance out there.
Any guesses how many speeding tickets he's gotten since he released I Can't Drive 55?
0.
Kelly?
1.
2.
All right.
He said that the song's been the gift that keeps on giving as long as the cop knows who he is. He said he wrote the song after getting a ticket in New York for going 62 and a 55. He says in that moment he went, man, I can't drive 55. And then he swear it was like God struck him with lightning, and that was the song.
Wow. So
65 and 87 and 65. It went to 65 and 87 is when the national speed limit, maximum speed limit increased. Now it's obviously.
So he's only gotten 2 tickets, but
Since
he's
then.
been pulled over more than twice.
Probably.
He's just getting out of it now.
I wonder if like some cops. Boy, you really can't drive 55, can you?
love Sammy.
I'll give you a warning today.
Right?
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
I don't know if you followed this over the weekend, but was it sickening? An arraignment this morning for a mother and her girlfriend charged in the death of an 8-year-old boy. The mother, 32-year-old LaShonda Wilder, and the girlfriend, 33-year-old Jonna Lowe, turned themselves in on Saturday. Now, LaShonda's charged with murder, Jonna charged with obstruction of justice. Here's what happened. Friday afternoon, Columbus police were called to a home on Olmsted Avenue in the Milo Grogan area on a report of a missing child. When officers arrived, they spoke to LaShonda, the mom. She said her 8-year-old son, Martonio, was last seen the night before. Detectives called in a canine cadaver dog to search the home, and they say LaShonda became very uncooperative at that point, and she left the home with Jonna and her 2 other children. Early Friday evening, officers found Martonio's body, hidden in the attic in a trash bag. Several hours later, an Amber Alert was issued for the child's 2 young siblings. The children were found safe at Jonna's house with her mother. Jonna and LaShonda were gone, but they did turn themselves in on Saturday, so they will be Again, a rain this morning. Hurricane Beryl is passing through southeastern Caribbean as a dangerous Category 3 storm. Hurricane warnings in effect for Barbados, St. Lucia, Grenada, Tobago, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Beryl is on a path toward Jamaica, the Caymans, and then Mexico. 11 people injured on Saturday when an escalator malfunctioned at American Family Field in Milwaukee after the Brewers lost to the Cubs. An escalator at the stadium moving a large number of fans from the terrace level down to the loge level plunged. And it was packed full of people. This was right after the game. People plummeted downward. 6 people taken to the hospital. 5, they were calling ambulances to the scene. 5 people treated at the scene by paramedics. No word yet on the cause. But the terrace level seats are in the 400. The loge level in the 200.
So it's a long escalator.
So it's a pretty big escalator.
When you say plunged, do you mean the thing fell? The whole escalator fell down? Or
No, I mean the steps just plunged forward. The escalator
that they're riding on.
It didn't collapse. Yeah,
it
that they're
folds
riding
in like a slide. Becomes a
yeah,
slide.
does it? Is that what happens?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, whatever happened, everybody who was on the riding down the escalator just basically plunged forward.
Oh wow!
I'm pretty sure the way they work, it's on like a rotate, like kind of like a tank tread, and as the tread goes around, the steps raise up so you can stand on them, and then they kind of fold back.
Yeah,
over.
and they collapse in.
Yeah, they collapse in. So when it collapsed, it essentially
just became a ramp.
In.
Yeah, so if you're the escalator going down, the tank tread would be going down, and the steps would move that way around. If it's going up, they would move that way. So essentially, they fold it up, and it still becomes a slide either way. I think. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's how the operation works.
That's so freaky because I do imagine myself being in an elevator that plunges like that. I've worried about in my life, but I've always thought the escalator would just stop and it'd be stairs.
It's not steps that just can go up. It's essentially like a big tread, kind of thing. So anyway,
yeah, that's wild.
Not that I am an expert in any capacity on elevators or escalators.
Well, you sure sounded like one, so I buy it. I buy whatever you're saying.
Thank you.
All right, those are your 3 things.
Bubba Flex on the Morning Blitz, 7:09. It's Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis. Shark sighting, big one too.
I mean, it was legit Jaws, guys.
I mean, at first they thought it was a whale.
That's how big it was. I couldn't believe when I saw the dorsal fin, and you guys got to see the video this morning, so I was glad. But the tail fin, how far away from the dorsal fin it was.
Perhaps maybe it was just a large dolphin.
Yeah, no.
It was like they panned from the dorsal fin, and it was like panning the horizon.
Right.
That's how long it took to get to the tail fin.
It was a bit of a stretch, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, this couple was lobster fishing off the coast of Massachusetts, and they started a boat by, like Kelly said, what they thought was a whale, but they were wrong, and I got some audio here of their response when they saw this thing.
Oh, God.
Wow. That is a shark.
No, it's a whale.
It's a shark.
That is a whale. Oh, my God, that is a freaking shark.
That's a great white shark.
That is a shark like I've never seen.
Yeah, there's 2. That's a 20-foot great white shark coming at us.
This thing's more than 20 feet. It was 20 feet from the tail fin to the dorsal fin.
I've been in tank with sharks, man.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah. In Newport, Kentucky,
you were at the Newport Aquarium?
I was, and we did a radio thing. Wow, this is like I was probably still a part-time intern.
Oh, that's why they put you in the tank.
And we got in the tank in the morning with one of the guys, and they had a bunch of shark wranglers and everything with us, and those things move so fast in the water.
It's crazy,
you would be shocked. And I think the ones we were in with were like 9 feet long, maybe, tiger shark, 9 or 10 feet long tiger sharks. But I mean, they whip around. It's freaky, and they're powerful. I mean, their speed is insane.
It's a tiger shark.
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah. Oh, what?
But it was kind of cool. Yeah, we got in the tank for, a while, for a few.
Did you want to do that, or did you feel like you had to do it for the radio show?
Both. I was in my I would have been 19, maybe 18 or 19. So I was in my young and stupid stage. So I would have probably done anything. That was when I bungee jumped at that time in my life. I skydived for the first time at that time. So I was young and stupid.
I skydived. But I was in my 30s, and I felt pressured to do it by the station I was working at the time. Mm-hmm. Not this one. This is one that's not even around anymore. I felt pressured because they sold the event.
Yeah.
And so that means that people bought commercial time and sponsored the event, and they're like, you got to do it. You're at the morning show.
Right.
The guy I was working with was too heavy to skydive. Too heavy. So I had to go, and I did not want to go. And it was probably the worst experience of my life because I was petrified and I was being pressured.
I wanted to skydive. I didn't want to bungee jump. And then after I bungee jumped, I will never bungee jump another time in my life.
Oh, I can't imagine that. I would never do that. I don't want. I'm older and wiser now. I would never agree to anything like that. But oh my gosh, you bungee jumped.
The pain.
Bungee jump.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to do that.
No, I mean, I did. I can say I did it once. I had a similar thing. I froze myself in a block of ice for...
That's insane.
For 37 hours.
Did you feel pressured to do that?
I did it, because of an ego. I did it because the guy who was supposed to do it was a morning guy that was 300 plus pounds. He wasn't sure if he could fit or be able to breathe once he got into the coffin. And I did it because my boss at the time, who I love dearly, came to me and went, what are you going to do? This is already paid for if the guy across the street for the other station does it. And I was like, F that. Let's do this.
That's like manipulation into doing something really freaky.
Oh, I freaked out when I got in. Nobody knows that. Well, I mean, maybe now. But
did you have claustrophobia at all?
I learned pretty quick.
Oh. You both should have sued.
It is, that's for sure. We're entering into what's the Saturday phase of summer on the Morning Blitz. It's Dick, Kelly, Lewis.
The Saturday phase?
Yeah. June is the Friday phase of summer. July is the Saturday phase of summer. And then August is the Sunday phase.
I like that.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a good way to think of it.
So today is the first day of the Saturday phase of summer.
Yes.
So we get Saturday for 31 days.
31 days of Saturday. And then...
So I don't have to come in.
No. It doesn't work quite that way. But if you had if you made summers one big weekend, that's what it would be.
All right, I like it.
You test the waters in June, really enjoy yourself, and then somewhere on August comes around, you're like, damn, this is almost over.
Yeah.
You know.
So you guys hear these myths, stories about bands and artists who did crazy things in concert.
Like biting the head off a bat.
Well, that one was true.
Okay.
That one was true. But yeah, I'd heard that Marilyn Manson killed 2 puppies on stage once. Also that he had a rib removed, which is hilarious. But did you guys ever hear the one about Alice Cooper killing the chicken in concert?
Yes.
You did hear that?
Yeah, I've heard
Did you
that.
hear the details?
No, I don't know.
You ever heard the details? All right. So he just had a biography come out on A&E called Alice. It's A&E's biography. They do it, with various artists and celebrities. But they put one out on Alice. And in 1969, he was doing a show in Toronto at the Toronto Rock and Roll Revival Festival. And a live chicken was killed at the concert. The audience tore it to pieces, actually. And Cooper talked about it. He said, it was the Peace and Love Festival. And they tear it to pieces and throw it back up on the stage. There's blood everywhere, feathers and blood. And then rumors started to spread that he did this stunt on purpose and that he even drank the bird's blood, which that part is not true. It did not take long for word to reach Alice's label boss, which was Frank Zappa. And he called Alice the next day and said, "Did you kill a chicken on stage last night?" Cooper said, "I was there. There was a chicken. I didn't kill it, though." And Frank Zappa said, "Don't tell anybody. They love it. It's everywhere in the press." He said, "I said, perfect." And the chicken story became huge. Who is this monster who would do this at a rock show? That's what ended up coming out of it. He said, "You have to remember, I'm from Detroit. I have never been on a farm in my life. It had wings. It had feathers. I thought it would fly." He says, I picked up the chicken and I flung it into the audience, figuring it would fly away and somebody would take it and take it home and hopefully call it Alice Cooper.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
All I could think of was Les Nessman from WKRP in Cincinnati. He said, I did not know chickens are flightless birds. I threw it out there and it fell straight down into the audience and they tore it apart. I don't know why they tore it apart.
That's really disturbing.
It
to
is.
Me. It's horrifying.
It was 1969. I don't know.
I still think it would have been horrifying in 1969.
Oh, I'm sure if you were
watching
there, yeah.
Heathens and inhumane people tearing a chicken apart. That's disgusting. Like, I hope that those people who did that, I hope they've never had a peaceful night's sleep the whole rest of their lives.
It's like you threw it into a bunch of lions.
So someone went to the Peace and Love Festival and got a piece of that chicken, is what you're saying?
It's unreal. John Lennon and Yoko Ono were there, and they approved. They thought it was art because it's chaos. Of course, rumors blew up. Animal rights activists started protesting all of his concerts, which I get it. You know, he said, my reputation was just insane. I didn't have to do anything. They were inventing their own Alice Cooper myth. So I had heard about the chicken, but until I saw his piece from the biography, I had no idea the details that all went down with that. That
oh,
is
gosh,
crazy.
it makes me feel sick.
That's, yeah. So, and there are so many of those stories out there, you know, some are true and a lot are not. But that one, yeah, the chicken died. But that was my favorite. There was a chicken. I was there. I didn't kill it, though. But Frank Zappa wanted him to go on letting everybody believe he did because it was good for business.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk and spit on that thing. You get me?
You learned that in preschool?
I hope not.
7:39. Good morning, Blitz. Kelly Quinn, Lewis Thickrick, and Haley Welch.
This girl
Making quite a name for herself.
Well, you know, I mean, I guess when you've got the opportunity, you got to just get everything you can out of it because it's not going to last
You
forever.
get the opportunity, you spit on that thing.
That's right.
The opportunity.
She's up to $65,000 worth of merch sold so far
Which is actually light.
in a week.
I would have thought it would have been more.
I mean, I wouldn't buy it. I think it's hilarious. And,
Come on.
I mean, I'm getting a kick out of it.
Her
but
people down there in the South, honey, I bought you one of them Haktua shirts.
Zach Bryan brought her out on stage over the weekend. I mean, he's a pretty big country artist.
Something in the Orange is a great song.
It is a good song. Yeah, he brought her out to do one thing. That's all she said.
She didn't spit on his microphone?
I don't know. I didn't see that part. If
Oh.
it happened, I didn't see it.
Zach didn't. You got to go ahead and Haktua on that thing.
Well, I mean, have you heard any of the songs?
The songs that people, yeah, when I was in the bass truck at Full Throttle last Thursday, a lot of the guys downloaded I played the one for you. A lot of the guys downloaded the Haktua remix.
There's so many.
Yeah, Thomas and his crew played a couple of these.
I can handle about 20 seconds of that club music. It's just so, I don't know what it is, but it's just a lot. But no, I mean, they're coming out with all kinds of stuff. There's a country song this girl did.
She's out by the barn when her mouth starts to sing. Hawk to her, spit on that thing. Her boots stir the dust as she's doing her thing. Hawk to her, spit on that thing.
Can't make this up, man.
Popcorn Pam sent me the Haktua drink. Vodka, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, orange juice, whipped cream, and grenadine.
Okay.
It's like quite a dessert. Steve said he's over the whole Haktua crap.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Thanks,
a lot of
Steve.
people
Me
are.
too.
I was too, but then I started finding these songs, and I'm like, these are great. Oh my gosh, they did one. It was like sounds like it's from the 1950s.
Well, I woke her up so she can give me top. Baby, I need you to wake up and give me that hot to I need you to spit on that thing. Baby, I woke up horny this morning, praying for some hot to
I mean, that's an instant classic.
Right.
Derek said the hawk to or whatever Disturbed said.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That'd be a good one.
Well played.
She's got a plan, no room for goodbye. She's got the move, she's got the charm. Gonna wrap him up in her loving arms. With a glint in her eye, she's ready to sing. Gonna give him that hawk to and spit on that thing.
I mean, Ariana Grande is somewhere pissed that she didn't think of this.
Right. But I think this is probably my favorite one right here.
Those clever Germans.
That was put together by a guy by the name of DJ Cummerbund. I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
No.
Jeez.
Well, and people are wondering, Haley Welch is still single. For now.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can agree right here and right now that unless the Hawk Tuah girl commits armed robbery, we just are not going to talk about her anymore.
Why?
I'm so
Well, we
sick of it.
can't pigeonhole her into just armed robbery.
Okay, like a felony. Unless she commits a felony,
What if she does something? What if she
let's
saves?
help the world move past it.
What if she rescues 100 disowned puppies from
Okay,
a
yeah,
puppy
well,
mill? Can
definitely.
we talk about her then?
Absolutely.
What if she gives her kidney to her best friend so they can live?
I want to hear about
Okay.
that. Yes.
Oh my God.
I'll just say there's a gray area that we can.
Anything but this, I guess. If she does anything interesting but this, please tell me about it.
Okay.
Then she bends over and pulls down her panties.
Did she do that?
Does that count?
Did she do that? Really?
She pulls out her breast and she's juggling them. This is filth at its finest.
It is. It
really
is.
is.
You're right,
Disgusting.
Kelly. We got to move on from this filth.
We are a classier show than this.
Look at this photograph.
Yeah.
Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
7:49 on the Morning Blitz. It's Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. And I have something you guys can watch that has nothing to do with young Haley Welch, just a poor middle school, preschool teacher trying to make an extra buck in today's world. It has nothing to do with that. I finally watched Hate to Love Nickelback over the weekend.
Oh, the documentary?
The documentary. Lauren and I
Netflix?
watched it on Friday night.
All right.
Because Lauren and I have a history with this band. There is the first concert we ever went to was a Nickelback show. And we're drinking in Hinder's dressing room, but that's a different story. So, but we have a thing of like a big plaque of Nickelback photos and all this stuff with whatever. But I found out some stuff about this band that I didn't know, like the hatred and everything else, and where they're from a small town in Canada called Hannah, which was interesting. Photographs actually about that town and the song and everything. So you got to see the town that the song was about, which was kind of cool. They went back a couple of years ago for the first time and played with their old cover band and did a show, which was kind of ironic in a small place. But I didn't know that. I knew the drummer from Three Doors Down. Daniel Adair used to be the drummer in Three Doors Down back when Kryptonite was huge and all that. He left Three Doors Down to join Nickelback because their old drummer, just as much success as they were having, touring wasn't for them. But I didn't realize Chad Kroeger lost his voice. They had to cancel shows because he almost couldn't sing or talk anymore and had to go like almost a month without saying a word. And their new guitarist, Chad's brother, had vertigo so bad that he was limited, like could not do anything. Like, they thought he was going to die at one point in time. And there's a nice side of Kroeger who, like, Chad stepped up and did a lot of stuff. But it was just an interesting thing. And they talked about how the stuff about the hatred and the memes really got to him at one point in time. But then they've also were the most played rock band throughout the entire 2000s. There was no band got more airplay than Nickelback did. Whether that be Photograph, How You Remind Me, or whatever,
Right.
they achieved, like, they don't get credit for the amount of success that band has actually had. I mean, you're talking 50 to 60 million records sold. You know how hard that is to do? Like,
especially in the 2000s.
In the 2000s, in a world of digital downloads and everything else. It's just a really interesting watch. It's only about an hour and 45 minutes long. But it's a really good documentary. Like, into their lives, and like Chad was a felon essentially in school. So I get where the people I'm like, okay, I understand why people hated this guy, because he was a juvenile delinquent, he was a felon, and all of a sudden he's thrown into a band. They were the biggest band on their label. They were on the same label with Slipknot at one point in time, for those who don't know. And they started making more money. They were keeping the lights on at that label. So you have this guy that's a young guy, never had anything, all of a sudden millions of dollars thrown at him. So he drinks and has a good time. And it's funny because the band got to a point where they started getting married and having kids, and like, yeah, well, Chad had his bus because he partied. The rest of us, once we got married, we didn't really get on Chad's bus anymore. We kind of did our own thing over here and took our families on the road. But it's a really good watch. Like, it's interesting to see what they went through and how much credit they don't get.
Did they ever really say what started all the public hate?
They attributed it to you couldn't go. Chad said they were played at one point in time. Every 3 minutes and some odd amount of seconds, you could flip to a radio station and hear a Nickelback song between the year of like 2002 and 2006. Somebody somewhere was playing a Nickelback song.
It just became it was just like the thing to do. Hate Nickelback.
Yeah.
People didn't even really know the band. Were like, oh, I hate Nickelback. You don't even know who they are. They didn't even really know their songs.
Yeah. But they sell out shows and everything. And
my God.
It's just a really interesting, it was a really good watch. Like, I was impressed I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know about the band.
It seemed like the more people tried to hate them, the more successful they got.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Pearl Jam was as prolific, but it seemed that way in the 90s that you couldn't, like,
Hootie and the Blowfish is the other one that I think of. But yeah, you're right with Pearl Jam. During the time of like Alive and Daughter and all that, you could not turn on a radio
station. People didn't hate them like that. It's just Nickelback, really. I guess maybe because they were more poppy than rocky.
Nickelback was probably one of the bands that could transcend both pop and rock at the time, because they could go sing Far Away and every girl in the house is crying, but then all of a sudden, as soon as Chad Kroeger says, I like your pants, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, every guy's like, woo, you go, Chad, me too.
Okay.
So it's just, it was interesting to watch.
It's worth a watch, though.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because there were a couple of record people that I actually knew, like, were watching that, and Lauren's like, I know that guy. I've talked to that guy. Like, it was kind of weird to see that.
Surreal.
Yeah, surreal is a good word for it. But give it a watch. It's an hour and 45 minutes of your time that you won't hate that you gave your time to, because it is, like, they were the only non-metal act on a label at the time, and they were the ones that were keeping the other bands going, which is kind of weird.
All right. I will definitely give it a watch.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right, Joe Biden's family has urged him to stay in the race after a disastrous debate performance last week. That's according to the New York Times. Apparently, senior Democrats and donors have expressed some frustration about how his staff prepared him for the event. Now we're seeing where the blame's starting to shift to, that the staff did not prepare him well for the event.
7 days and 16 people?
But, so it's apparently some blaming going on here behind the scenes. But President Biden gathered with his family at Camp David yesterday, where discussions were reported to include questions over his political future. During that meeting, which included his wife, his kids, and grandkids, Joe Biden's family told him he could still show Americans that he is capable of serving another 4 years. So they are encouraging him to stay in the race. Now, President Biden does have enough delegates to win the nomination. So if he stays in the race, there is no path for another candidate to become the Democratic nominee.
It's completely up to him.
It's completely up to him. If he does decide to drop out, the Democrats will nominate a new candidate at the Democratic National Convention in August. And all of the Biden delegates would become uncommitted and then would most likely cast their vote for whichever candidate Joe Biden endorses if he would step down. So whom among Democrats could be a viable candidate? VP Kamala Harris, California Governor Gavin Newsom, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. But remember, the Biden-Harris re-election campaign has raised a considerable amount of cash, and that cash cannot simply be transferred to another candidate.
Oh, really?
If Biden drops out, the only person who could get that cash is Kamala Harris.
If she's
she
the
would
candidate.
be the candidate.
So what happens to the money?
If they choose someone else, then I don't know. It says I would be, I guess, I don't know if it's impossible, but very tricky to transfer that to anyone but the Biden campaign.
But we don't know where the money would go? Does it just go into the Democratic National Campaign Fund?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if it has to be returned, whatever. I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, the first polls released after Thursday's presidential debate shows an increasing number of Americans believe the 81-year-old president is too old and should drop out of the race. In an Ipsos poll taken right after the debate, only 20% of likely voters say they believe President Biden's mental fitness is good or excellent. 20%. Now, it was a small poll, but interesting. According to a Morning Consult poll taken one day after the debate, 60% of voters say Biden should probably or definitely be replaced. 60%. Nearly half of those were Democrats. 78% of those polled say that Biden is too old to run. 45% said Trump is too old to run. But up to now, and including yesterday's meeting at Camp David, it looks like things are moving forward with Joe Biden. Those are your three things.
8:10 on your Morning Blitz. Good morning, I'm Lewis. That's Thick Rick. She's Kelly Quinn. Good morning, Charlene, Derek, Popcorn Pam, Ace, Steve, Roger, Doug. All right. That's all I can see on my screen.
Gerald, JC.
Thank you.
JD Marie.
Thank you.
Carrie. Tara.
Thank you.
Everybody checking in this morning.
So we were talking about drones because we got the email from a listener that said they were eating dinner in their backyard. This was it Arlington Heights that this was from?
Upper Arlington.
Upper Arlington. So they were eating dinner in their backyard, and all of a sudden the drone started hovering over their backyard for multiple minutes, multiple appearances, and they kind of felt it was an invasion of privacy. We got into discussion about drones and determined that you cannot legally shoot them out of the air with firearms.
You got to tell that to this 72-year-old guy in Florida.
But tell that to the Florida man.
He was arrested for shooting a Walmart delivery drone out of the sky because he thought it was spying on him. His name is Dennis Nguyen, and here he is making a comment, and then his lawyer defending him.
I fired one round at it. Now they say I hit it, so I must be a good shot.
Mr. Nguyen was defending his property. He felt that this drone was invading his private property. He is a homeowner.
I must be a good shot.
Yeah,
I don't think those delivery drones fly very high in the air, though. I mean, I feel like I could shoot one.
Did he say what he shot it down with? Did he use a rifle or did he pistol it?
No, it didn't say. I'm guessing shotgun.
A pistol.
I think he would have. He used a pistol?
Yeah.
It was a pistol.
How
Okay.
cool would he been if he would have Doc Holliday twirled that thing afterward, put it away, looked up at the drone, I'll be your Huckleberry.
But, yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. His lawyer, he felt threatened. He's a homeowner. I don't know if that's going to fly in court.
I mean, can you feel threatened by a drone? I mean, I guess you can if they have weapons on it, but...
Well, I don't know. If it comes right down into your backyard and, like, right up to your face, I'm knocking it down in that case. I won't be shooting it, but I'm going to grab it.
Grab it back?
I'm going to grab it and throw it at the ground and smash it.
Okay.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
I don't know.
Can't shoot it.
No. I'll be curious to see where this goes, though, because
Well, I'll tell you where it goes. He's going to get fined because they allow Walmart delivery drones, so meaning you're not allowed to shoot them out of the sky. There's absolutely no defense for this. Well, what could the defense be?
You flying over my land.
I mean, I just don't think it's going to be successful.
No. Probably not.
Yeah.
You're going to see more of it, though, because everybody's in any cost-effective way they can do. If they can not pay someone to drive a truck, but they can fly your package there with the drone, it'll happen.
Yeah. Next time we get Sugar in here, we got to have a big discussion
On
about
drones.
Yeah.
He would tell us.
Yeah. Because, I mean, something's got to give. And again, they've got a bill here in Ohio they're trying to work out to stop this, to protect people's privacy in their backyards.
That's the thing, because I agree with what Derek just said. So we're going to have a future where these things having cameras fly around. That's weird and dark. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to stop someone from...
Again, if I stood on the sidewalk staring into somebody's window...
You would be a creeper.
Right. So...
Unless it was really good. Man, they just could not. Disturbed on the Morning Blitz. Yeah, it's 8:24. Where does the time go this morning? It's flying by.
No kidding.
It's Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. I'm Lewis. Good morning. Thanks for being here. What?
I'm not complaining.
No. 2 days left.
Got to know this greatest random fact. that
Oh
you
my
have.
gosh. Lewis, you might not like this.
Sure.
It's about poop.
Oh, really? We have to go here again?
No, you don't understand. You have to understand this. This is crazy. This goes back to the 1969 Apollo 10 mission. All right. There were floating turds on the Apollo 10 spacecraft. Astronauts encountered them in the spacecraft twice, interrupting their navigation to and from the moon. So the astronauts had this waste disposal system that involved using a plastic bag taped to their buttocks to collect it.
Your buttocks.
Buttocks. Like Forrest Gump. I got shot in the buttocks.
In the buttocks. It jumped up and bit me.
That's a really good impression, man. And afterward, the bag was sealed, kneaded with disinfectant, and then placed in a waste receptacle. However, the procedure was complicated and sometimes problematic, with the flap on the back of the astronaut's underwear making it difficult to attach the bag. As a result, once in a while, a turd would escape and float around the spacecraft. I mean, could you imagine trying to land on the moon and there's a piece of poop floating in your face? I read this over the weekend. I was just dying laughing. Kelly's cringing. Lewis has had enough.
This isn't as gross, but did you know that lobsters pee out of their faces?
Wait, what?
As long as we're talking about pooping, let's just throw that one in there.
I know my dog Chelsea takes a dump while she's eating.
Some dogs eat after they take a dump.
Basis.
Some dogs eat after they take a dump.
You got to make room.
No, that's what they eat.
Oh, gross.
You ever seen a dog do that?
Yeah, I've seen our old dog Bailey used to do that. Well, he made himself an appetizer. Gross.
I mean, I couldn't believe when I read this. But, I mean, what else would they do? This was 1969. You don't have the greatest technology in the world, and you're flying into outer space. It's got to go somewhere.
So, hold on. Out of all of the... Let me think. This was the greatest fact that you...
Random fact.
Greatest random fact. So, I'm trying to get this right. There are facts like the song Part of Your World from Little Mermaid was recorded in the dark because the singer, actress Jodie Benson, wanted to feel more like she was underwater. That's a random fact we could have went with.
This is turds in space, man.
Adolf Hitler wrote his own biography under a fake name in 1923, which represented him as a savior for Germany and compared him to
Mein
Jesus. Yeah. This could have been a random fact. I'm a big fan of the loofah. Nothing better than lathering up the boys while you're in the shower. Loofahs are made out of dried tropical gourd called loofahs.
But poop in space.
Right. Oneida Limited is one of the biggest silverware manufacturers in the world. And it's basically a cult founded in the 1800s in Oneida, New York, where people practiced a new religion called perfectionism.
And you think that's a better great fact?
It's a random fact, too.
Is that better?
I threw out that lobsters pee out of their faces, and you guys don't think that's
right up
amazing?
there. No, I think that's incredible.
Like, we are talking.
Here's a better random fact. Walmart gets sued approximately 20 times a day. Most of them are employees filing discrimination.
20 times a day?
That's wild.
Ah. All of these facts out there.
Okay, better than the poop one, you think?
And that's what we went with.
Okay.
Yep. None of that comes close to the poop.
It's 8:40. Morning Blitz. Dick, Kelly, Lewis. Tess is here. How you doing?
I'm good.
You grabbed a different mic.
Oh.
Let's try that.
Whoops.
There we go.
How dare you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good.
Good. It's almost the 4th of July. Did you set off fireworks last night at 11 o'clock at night and keep your neighbors awake?
No, but my neighbors did.
No.
And freaked my dog out. She hates them so much.
Yep.
Fireworks freak her out.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm. We have to drug her up every year.
How come nobody's willing to say they let off the fireworks except me? Like, I'm the only one willing to admit that I set off fireworks. But just on one day.
Not last night at
just
midnight.
on one day.
Yeah.
And it's on the appropriate day or around the appropriate day.
Well, then there's no shame in owning that.
Everybody's like, my neighbor's this and my neighbor's that, which it does happen. But where are my people who are lighting off the fireworks?
We will.
Make yourself known.
It just not, usually
Just
on
not
the
last
4th.
night, yeah.
Or, in the middle of the night.
So earlier when we were talking about the drone guy
Yeah.
that shot down the drone, I said, I'll be your Huckleberry. I want to thank Mike for 7-Up. From 7-Up, he called me out and said that he actually says, I'm your Hucklebearer. The handles on the casket were called huckles in the early days, and people who carried the casket were called barrels. All these years, I thought it was Huckleberry,
I think everybody thinks that.
and it's actually Hucklebearer.
That's one of those
I'm your
interesting-
Huckleberry.
One of those interesting random facts.
It's not as good as the
Poop in
random fact
space?
that we
Yeah.
came up with, but that could have been a great random fact.
Yes.
I have a question about those drones. Are they marked?
Marked?
Do we know that it's a Walmart drone?
Good.
Oh, I don't know.
question.
Well, the thing is with a delivery drone is you can see that it's carrying a package. They're not that high in the sky.
That makes sense. The package would give it away.
Yeah.
What if you're the drone pilot? Follow me through on this. You're delivering a package. You notice the house next door has an absolute hottie that likes to sun herself during the day. So you can't wait till you get another package in that neighborhood, and all of a sudden the Walmart lazy shopping gods shine on you, and you got another package to deliver to that area. So you drop off your package at the right house, but then maybe you pilot that drone back over to where that hottie's sunning herself, and you just hover for a little while.
Well, I'm looking at one, and
That's a possibility, right?
I guess.
maybe. I don't notice anything on the drone itself, but it is carrying a Walmart bag. Like, it's hanging from it. So you can't miss that.
I have a feeling we're going to hear about these kinds of things happening all the time.
Yeah.
And people getting snooped on.
That's what I'm saying.
Lewis has already got a full plan formulated here to snoop on the neighbors.
The hot neighbor?
Yeah.
No.
I wondered why you were applying to the Walmart
I like
drone delivery.
Well, I do every Wednesday afternoon at 4, I do hot naked yoga in my living room. But I think what I do is I will start putting a sign up for my neighbors that lets them know that, hey, I am nude sunbathing in my backyard. Feel free to come on. Take pictures.
Tastefully done nudes.
Yeah. Let's make sure those photos are no Photoshop.
All right, you want to get into the
real.
rundown?
Shelley,
Let's do this.
Mike from 7-Up's with you. He's one of your fireworks setter offers.
Thank you, Mike.
I feel bad now.
Solidarity, baby. No, you're not the first person this morning to bring up their neighbors lighting them off. And no, I know that happens. I'm just looking for my people who are the ones who are lighting them off.
No
That's
matter what
me.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony just dropped a bomb on my whole Mike from 7-Up thing. He said, it's Huckleberry. I bought a Doc Holliday pistol, and it has a sticker marked on your box that says, I'm your Huckleberry.
Right.
It's Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
That's not Doc Holliday. That's not Val Kilmer.
No, that's a road rage guy.
Yeah, not Val Kilmer.
Remember that guy, Kelly?
Yes.
My name is your worst enemy. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm not afraid of this guy. When Val Kilmer says it, I'm like, yeah, you are.
And he was road raging against a guy on a bicycle. All right, Tess, let's get into it.
All right, let's talk about Nothing More.
Let's go to
They dropped their new album, Carnal, on Friday, and it features David Draymond of Disturbed on the track Angel Song, and then I Prevail's Eric V on House on Sand. Now, they marked the release of the new album with a new video for the track called Stuck, and I posted that at theblitz.com, and the song features a rapper named Sinister.
Sinister. Yeah, I like that.
Nothing more to me can do no wrong.
Is that right?
Yeah, Sinister reminds me of Chad Gray of Mudvayne. If you heard him at the beginning, sounds just like Chad Gray.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Did you hear I was talking about Nothing More in this festival?
No, I didn't.
The Capulet Festival. They were supposed to play this thing in... it was in Connecticut, in Thompson, and the day before the festival, it was this past weekend, they moved it to Hartford, which was over an hour away, a much smaller venue, terrible part of town, terrible parking situation, no camping, and they tried to make Nothing More move their day. They said they couldn't make it work on the day they were supposed to play, and so they dropped out along with 15 bands. And they have a no refund policy.
I heard about that. I was wondering if they figured out the refund situation.
I was telling everybody earlier, this Estevan Vega, the promoter from Capulet Entertainment, said he was asked about refunds. He said, well, we're working that out. I can't say yes or no at the moment. We definitely have clearly stated policies. When people purchase tickets, you can purchase protection. That was an option for people. And it's like, yeah, that's if something happens to your ticket, though. You moved the festival and then canceled it because they ended up canceling Sunday altogether. A band was on stage Saturday, got pulled by security and said, guy didn't pay the bill. We're making everybody leave. In the middle of the second day.
Well, that's messy.
I'm like, Fire Festival all over again.
Yeah.
Maybe worse. I don't know. At least they didn't travel to the Caribbean.
Yeah, that would have sucked. All right, let's talk about Daughtry now.
Daughtry.
Chris Daughtry says that they're going to release their new album as 2 separate EPs that kind of come together as one when it all comes out. He said that he plans on releasing the first one in September, and he just dropped a new single from one of the EPs. He said it's about the importance of opening up and being honest about feelings of anxiety and depression. It's called Nervous.
Why am I so nervous? Why am I so nervous? Trying to find my purpose. Am I the only one? Why am I so anxious? Why am I so stuck? I'm just being honest. 'Cause everything is
People need to open up about mental health, man.
For sure.
I agree.
But yeah, it's when we talked to Jacoby and Chris a while back.
Yeah, like a month ago.
And that was it's one of their big things for both of them.
I'm so glad that that's, talked about more nowadays.
Oh, it was like it was taboo. People were ashamed. They got pigeonholed if they brought it up, how they were feeling and stuff. And, it's like a lot of people deal with this crap. And it sucks. And it's the only way to get around it or get over it is to talk about it. Work it out.
Tyler and I started watching The Sopranos first time ever watching it.
I love it.
Yeah, we just finished season 1. We're loving it. Kelly.
The other night, Tyler says to her, "Yo, Toots, dinner ready yet?"
Yeah. I'm making dinner in the kitchen. Yo, Toots, is dinner ready yet? And
Dinner ready yet?
Give us some gabagool.
Yeah. I said, get off.
Tony Soprano's dead.
I know. Why do you have to do that?
He did finish the series, so you're good.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Did he, though, in the end?
He did.
Well, in the first season, he goes and sees a therapist. And the things they talk about with mental health, Tyler and I both are like, what? I mean, it came out, 97 or something?
Yeah.
So back then, I mean, I was just surprised that show covered as much as it did.
Well, that was the only place it was discussed is with a therapist.
Dr. Melfi.
Yeah.
Dr. Melfi.
Who he falls in love with, which is crazy. I hope they end up together.
Now, look, you just spoiled that for people.
Oh.
Seriously?
My bad.
Wait a minute.
Next you're
you
gonna
have to
tell
get
me-
together. Okay,
Next
you're
you're
going to
gonna-
follow with Carmela, so just hang
I
on
do
a
love
minute.
Carmela, so I'm torn. I'm a little torn. I love them both.
Yes, Lewis, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I just hope that you don't, I hope they just don't end the series with, like, it going black and Journey, Don't Stop Believing playing. That's what I hope.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, let's talk about Bad Flower.
Nope.
Aww. Well, they're back.
Gotta look out for myself. They're
They-
back.
They're back. Yeah, I mean, they've put out music. It was 2021's This Is How the World Ends. They just released their new single. They released a statement. This is a little bit of a touchy subject. They released this statement with the single. They said, quote, feeling like everyone's out to get you and that everyone's violent and that everybody has a gun. Literally or figuratively, this is a real feeling for a lot of people, especially in America. And the song's called Teacher Has a Gun.
If I want to stay alive, I need to get a gun. My teacher has a gun. My sister has a gun. Now I just got a gun. And we all want to hurt someone. Everybody I want to hurt someone. I want to hurt someone. My teacher has a gun. My teacher has a gun.
Wow.
My teacher has a gun. She wants to hurt someone.
Yeah, the music video is interesting. I posted that one at theblitz.com as well. You just have to click on Air Staff and then find my name.
I swear they are one of the most honest bands in the world.
They are.
Man, they sing about, I love it. The song is so good. But yeah, they're just so real and honest about everything.
What's the one I'm in love with?
A stripper?
Family. What was it? Family? What?
Oh, that's
I know what
T-Pain.
you're talking
Sorry.
about. Hold it, I got it. I know what you're talking about.
Sorry, I was confusing Bad Flower with T-Pain. That happens from time to time.
Oh, man. I know what you're talking about. If I can get it quick enough.
I'm trying to think of the song.
I know it. I know what you're talking about. I can say that over and over. Here we go.
Are you talking to Lewis or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, me. The family one?
Yes. Hang on.
You got this. You can do it. I have faith.
I don't know what we should do if we
This heart of mine.
Yes. Oh, I'm obsessed with this song.
All the time. Affection makes me nauseous. Believe me, I don't want this. I hurt my blood tonight. I made my sisters cry. I never say I love you.
I'm so glad you brought this. Is my favorite song by them.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm just my father's son. My mother's kid. A ish brother. I'm nobody's friend.
So real.
I only make you cry. I don't deserve this family. You're better off without me. 'Cause I let you down.
Just a fantastic song.
So good.
Great band. Love that band.
I just want to sing it now. Listen to it on the way home. I lost my place because I got so into it. Oh, the music video for not No Place Like Home. Teacher Has a Gun at theblitz.com. And then their No Place Like Home tour starts up this fall, but there's nothing scheduled for Ohio. Boo. The closest stop is Indianapolis, September 18th. It's like a 3-hour drive from downtown Columbus. They're not playing at Incarceration because they're playing at the Upheaval Festival in Grand Rapids, Michigan on the 20th.
Weren't they just here?
They were here last Sonic Temple.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I love Bad Flower, so I think I would know. Maybe.
I thought they were here recently.
Yeah, they were here last Sonic Temple. I don't know about this year.
Back in May
No,
or 2023?
2023.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Oh, okay.
All right, well,
that was your Blitz Rock rundown. Thanks for having me in.
we will not be here next Monday.
I know, boo.
So,
But I'll see you the weekend or the Monday after that.
Yes. Yeah, we'll be back. But we will be on vacation next week. So, but thank you, and yeah, we'll do it again in 2 weeks.
Okay, bye.
enjoy your celebration of America.
It's the Morning Blitz.
Coming up next, the 3 things you need to know.
How Redbox is still in business is a complete mystery, although we
are?
have gotten a little bit of a glimpse into the company's finances, and they're not good.
Well, I wouldn't imagine.
We'll talk about it coming up next.
Traffic Blitz.
All right, let's see here. We've got an accident 161 eastbound at New Albany Road. It's our only problem right now, and that accident's on the right berm. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices on everything for back to school, even technology. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. That's traffic from the Scott Smith Traffic Center. Get Scott Smith, get justice. Hurt614.com.
Your truck resource, Tim.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
After 58 years in business, an iconic Grandview area breakfast restaurant will be closing its doors. Last day of business for Paul's Fifth Avenue will be on Sunday. Before Paul's opened on 5th, owner Paul Panzera operated various Paul's Pantry restaurants, including locations in Worthington and Thurber Village and on Olentangy River Road and West 3rd Avenue. Paul says it is time for the next adventure. So you have this week to eat at Paul's Fifth Avenue before they shut their doors.
I was so sad to hear this.
I know.
That outstanding quality food.
Yeah.
Over
it's
there,
too
Paul's.
bad. It's too bad. I guess there was quite a wait over the weekend as people heard
I'll
the
bet.
news. Yeah. Brunswick County, North Carolina, over the weekend, a 12-foot long alligator parked itself across a road and was lunging at passing cars. The fire department was called in. It was too funny. The way the story read was that the sheriff's department called in the fire department to deal with the alligator. So there must be it must be under their purview, the fire department. But I think that's so funny. Sheriff's deputies call the fire department. Hey, buddies, you got a 12-foot long alligator you need to deal with that's lunging at passing cars. So anyway, the fire department goes out. They were trying to lure it across the street, sort of walk it across the street, but this alligator was not having it. So the firefighters got out their fire hose. They want everyone to know that they put it on the gentle shower option. They deployed gentle shower, and the gator
Phasers
finally,
on stun.
Yeah, gator finally decided to move along.
He's like a dog. He wanted to catch a car. I'm going to catch one.
I guess so. Well, how Redbox is in business is an absolute mystery, and now we're getting a little bit of a glimpse into what's going on with this company. Now, Redbox is owned by a company called Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. And they've just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They're nearly $1 billion in debt. They owe money to basically everyone. Anyone, if you see a person, they're probably owed money by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. Basically, they are not paying employees. They have not paid their employees in over a week. They let their employees' health insurance lapse back in May. So this company's not doing well. And for whatever reason, this entertainment company, they own Crackle. They do the free streaming. They produce, they acquire, they distribute film and TV series. And have otherwise been doing okay, but they ended up purchasing Redbox in 2022. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
So this company purchases Redbox, and since they made that purchase in 2022, they have been sued more than a dozen times for unpaid debts. For some reason, they have a car fleet. I can't understand. I don't know what this car fleet does, but they've been ordered to be repossessed. And they're in like $1 billion of debt right now, unpaid debt. And they owe all the big movie companies, all the small movie companies. They owe like Walmart and wherever you might see a Redbox, I guess. I don't know if they have to pay rent for those spaces or what, but
they're usually in grocery stores, like either outside or in, because I've seen a couple of them now that have this box is no longer renting or dropping.
Is that right?
Yeah, they have signs on the boxes in some places.
I see one at the Walmart in Westerville, on Westerville Road, that's Westerville Road.
Yeah.
I saw one out there that had movies in it, so they were still renting out of this Redbox.
Which is surprising in itself.
It really is. But I suppose if you don't pay for TV service, you don't pay for cable, but you have a TV and a VCR, then you can watch movies. You know, if you don't really have the money, you can get
they rent VCR tapes?
No, they do DVD still.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have a DVD. Okay. DVD player. You know what I meant, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
I was not trying to be literal.
I was way back in the 80s, I guess. Sorry. Yeah. DVD players. So it is a way to be able to utilize your TV and watch movies if you can't afford a streaming service or if you can't afford cable.
Or like some people, there are people who prefer to live completely off the grid. They don't want internet in their home. They don't want anything.
No.
Right.
That's a way for them to watch movies.
I knew a guy who watched like old VHS tapes and old, like, you know, he'd get a TV series on DVD and that's what he would watch.
Yeah.
Like buy the box set.
All those, did you guys buy VHS tapes? Speaking of old school movie watching, I used to buy them left and right.
Yeah, I got some.
Oh my gosh.
I had a ton of DVDs. A ton of DVDs.
I still do, yeah.
I bought too many VHSs, so when DVDs came around, I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing it. I might own 4 DVDs, but...
I mean, I can still watch them. I can watch them on my PlayStation if I want to.
Do you ever?
Just a couple that I might grab and put in.
Yeah.
We have a Blu-ray player somewhere. I couldn't tell you where it is.
Yeah, we do too.
But, like, my PS5 is the non-disc version, so I couldn't watch a Blu-ray right now if you wanted me to.
Okay, I didn't even realize PS5 came in a non-disc version, but that doesn't surprise me. I mean, computers don't even come with CD-ROM drives anymore.
Right. I believe the Xbox version does too.
A couple of people are texting in that Redbox has a streaming app as well, so you can just stream from Redbox or the Redbox app.
I think I have. Actually, I have an external CD DVD drive for my computer, so I could probably watch it through that, I guess.
Yeah. You talked about this company owing everybody money.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, I don't know, did you guys see this lawsuit that the NFL has gotten?
Over Direct Ticket?
Yeah.
Long overdue.
With NFL Ticket, I guess they colluded with DirecTV to jack the price of NFL Ticket up. I don't know. I'm still trying to understand what they did what they did that was illegal. I'm not sure. But $5 billion in this class action lawsuit that they've been ordered to pay, they're appealing it. But I've been a customer since day one. Like since 98 or 99, I've had NFL Ticket every year, so I feel like I'm going to get some money out of this.
It depends on what they do. Well, a lot of it is bars, because if like a bar, the way that works for bars, they don't pay the normal price. It's based on the capacity of your bar. So if you watch a UFC fight or you have Direct Ticket,
you pay per person in the bar, right?
You're being charged. If your capacity is 350 people, you're paying a hefty price to be able to have Direct Ticket in your spot.
But you don't have to.
No, you don't have to, but
I mean, I'm just, what did they do that's illegal? That's what I've been reading about it and I can't figure it out. I don't know.
Maybe a monopoly with DirecTV.
That's the only thing I can figure, but I'm trying to understand it anyway.
Well, everybody owes everybody around here, don't they?
Well, if they owe me money, I'm going to take it.
That's right. That's right. All right. Those are your 3 things.